miss Dave's holiday broadcast for the troops in Bosnia with Pitch Day at the Base and Tom Hanks. Tuesday on Dave. Now your local news.
Coming up, the flap over the Confederate flag goes on in Lake City. We'll have the latest. Plus, Katherine Harris gets a budget buster of a bill for presidential legal expenses. And they paid to hear music, but never expected the revealing performance they got. Nightbeat is next.
From WJXT News Channel 4, this is Eyewitness News, Nightbeat.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Stacey Spanos. It's the kind of night you'll want to bundle up and turn the heat on high. We're expecting a freeze in the forecast. We'll have details on that in just a moment. First, though, residents in Alabama are trying to clean up after twisters tear up parts of the state, leaving several dead. Today, Alabama's governor toured the disaster area and called it the worst he's ever seen. Just days before Christmas, and victims are mourning the tragic loss of family and friends, while a massive cleanup begins in tornado-ravaged Alabama. Recovery efforts are underway as Red Cross volunteers and other agencies converge on the area. Temperatures plummeted in many parts of the South, making cleanup even more difficult.
Cleanup crews are at work and will continue to stay at work until their job is done.
One twister touched down near Tuscaloosa early Saturday afternoon, catching holiday shoppers off guard. Homes were demolished and vehicles tossed like toys as the storms ripped through residential neighborhoods, toppling trees and bringing down power lines. Another strong tornado raked through a rural section in the northern part of the state, while a third cut through Geneva, an area near the Florida border where at least 8 people were injured.
And I stepped out on my porch, and next thing I knew, I was hugging that tree right there and just hanging on for dear life.
This is the latest episode in a series of dramatic winter weather events that continue to wreak havoc across the nation. While much of the East Coast battles gusty winds and driving rain, states across the Midwest have suffered through blizzard conditions and paralyzing cold. With rugged conditions causing mass destruction and making travel a nightmare, people can only wonder if the peak travel period around Christmas will be even rougher. And we got some thunderstorms and rain when that front passed through our area early this morning. Now we've got a freeze in our forecast. Meteorologist Eric Brate joins us with the details. Eric?
That's right. Last night at this time we were in the 70s. Tonight we're about 35 to 40 degrees cooler. So there is a big change in our weather, and we do have a hard freeze expected for tonight. Take a look at our satellite imagery on the map right now. And you can see that there aren't a lot of clouds anywhere to be found, and that's going to help cool us off. We've got very dry air out there right now, and we're just going to get colder as the night gets further along. Temperatures overnight will be reaching into the upper 20s around the Jacksonville area, maybe even the teens as you head into Georgia. Now, we will be warming up during the day tomorrow, but we're not going to get all that warm, maybe low 50s. That's about it. And again, we do have a hard freeze tonight, so bring the plants inside, or at least cover them up, and bring the pets in too.
New tonight, a dramatic rescue by the Coast Guard as they rescue 34 crew members from a sinking ship off the Virginia coast. Take a look at this video. Around noon today, the crew of a cruise ship radioed in a distress call saying the ship was taking on water. There were no passengers aboard the ship, which was about 200 miles out in the Atlantic. Weather conditions were nasty, with 30-foot seas and winds of 50 knots. The Coast Guard dispatched 3 helicopters and 2 cargo planes to rescue the crew from the deck of the vessel. They were taken to a Navy hospital in Virginia Beach for treatment. The Coast Guard says all of the injuries are minor. The cause of the sinking is under investigation. The flap over the Confederate flag continues. Tomorrow, the NAACP plans to protest the flag's featured role on a logo in Lake City. Channel 4's Holly Rail has details.
Stacey, every year thousands of people flock to Lake City to reenact the Battle of Ulusty. And that's a big reason why this controversial flag is on the logo. On Friday, we reported the logo is drawing fire from the NAACP. Now others, in response to our story, are rallying around the flag.
It symbolizes slavery, which in turn segregation, lynchings.
For some, it is a symbol of hate. For others, a hallmark of their heritage.
It's a battle flag. It was the flag that the soldiers used to rally around on the battlefield. It's not about politics, it's not about race, it's about the soldiers.
More than 1 century after the Civil War, a battle is still being fought over the Confederate flag. This time, it's over the Lake City logo. As you see here, the Confederate flag is a corner backdrop for 2 soldiers, 1 white and 1 black. The NAACP finds the depiction offensive and wants it removed.
We feel all over this country, especially in the Deep South, that this is a symbol of hatred, it's a symbol of slavery, and we are not going to tolerate these type of symbols in this period in our history.
But history is the very reason people like Terry Power are up in arms. 3 of his ancestors fought in the Civil War, and he wants their legacy honored.
The NAACP wants to remove any vestige of any Confederate symbolism. And I don't know why it's okay to wipe out my history and to label me a racist because I'm proud of my ancestors.
Lake City adopted the logo in 1984 to immortalize the Battle of Ulusty. But the NAACP says they are ready to wage their own war if their concerns about the logo aren't addressed.
We feel that it should come down, and if that means totally supporting the local branch in Lake City, we stand ready to do that.
Both sides of the flag controversy plan to battle it out until the bitter end. The first possible skirmish will take place tomorrow evening. That's when the NAACP will address the Lake City Council. Stacy?
In Jacksonville, crossing the street turned into a deadly proposition for one man. Sheriff's deputies say the man had crossed one side of Lem Turner Road around 7 o'clock tonight. He stopped in the median and for some reason stepped back into the path of an oncoming car. Right now, police don't know whether charges will be filed against the driver. President-elect George W. Bush today chose several more people to join his planned administration. His latest appointments have impressive resumes, strong ties to him, and they're people, he says, whose judgment he trusts. CBS News correspondent Teresa Estacio has more.
President-elect George W. Bush showed off 3 more of his appointments for the new administration, and his picks were no surprise.
Thank you very much, Mr. President-elect.
As expected, Dr. Condoleezza Rice has been named National Security Advisor. The Stanford University scholar who once served under Bush's father will be the first woman to ever hold such a post. Rice says her appointment reflects the entire Bush administration.
He will have an administration that is inclusive, an administration that is bipartisan, and perhaps most importantly, an administration that affirms that united we stand and divided we fall.
Bush also named Texas Supreme Court Justice Al Gonzalez as White House counsel and campaign spokesperson Karen Hughes as counselor for strategic matters. The president-elect says he hopes his choices send a clear message.
That people who work hard and make the right decisions in life can achieve anything they want in America.
Bush later traveled to Washington, D.C. to face a much bigger challenge. There he'll begin meeting with Democrats and Republicans in an effort to bring both sides together. But even with all of this talk of bipartisanship, Vice President-elect Dick Cheney says Bush still plans to push forth a conservative agenda.
He ran on a particular platform that was very carefully developed. It's his program, it's his agenda, and we have no intention at all of backing off of it.
During his 3-day visit to Washington, D.C., President-elect George W. Bush will interview candidates for his cabinet, as well as meet with the president, the vice president, and Federal Reserve Chairman Alan Greenspan. Teresa Estacio, CBS News, Austin, Texas.
As Teresa said, Mr. Bush plans to spend the next 3 days in Washington paying many visits. Tomorrow he's scheduled to visit Federal Reserve Chairman Alan Greenspan, meet with congressional leaders from both parties, and interview prospective members of his cabinet. And Tuesday, Bush will pay a call on President Clinton and then meet with Vice President Al Gore. Well, no recounts needed in this contest. George W. Bush has edged out Al Gore for Time Magazine's Person of the Year. Time managing editor Walter Isaacson says the magazine decided last week the president-elect would receive its annual honor. Florida's Secretary of State Katherine Harris has received a rather large bill for legal expenses incurred during the presidential contest. A Miami law firm has submitted a 49-page bill to the tune of $682,000. The firm billed almost 4,000 hours of work from November 12th to December 5th. In their letter to state offices, the attorneys say because of the magnitude of representation, they would appreciate payments before the end of the year. Florida's electors have arrived in the state capitol, preparing to officially give George W. Bush the state's 25 votes. They're scheduled to meet tomorrow at noon in the Senate chambers to cast those votes. Former Florida House Speaker John Thrasher, who's from Orange Park, said he's looking forward to casting his vote and ending the election process. In other news tonight, parents and concert goers got a lot more than they paid for at a concert in Los Angeles. A member of the singing duo Casey and JoJo allegedly exposed himself during a performance at the Shrine Auditorium last night. Many ticket goers, mainly parents with children, some as young as 5, left in droves during the performance.
He did not need to do that. He needs to keep his pants on and not expose himself, especially at a show where there's lots of kids.
He exposed himself to a lot of young girls, and I think that's illegal.
Police confirm they are investigating a case of indecent exposure, but have not made any arrests at this point. Children in Mayport fared a lot better today. Santa made a stop in the neighborhood, not by sleigh, but by tow truck. Volunteers with the help of local businesses delivered more than 1,500 gifts to children who otherwise might not have had such a Merry Christmas.
There's a lot of kids that on Christmas morning they didn't get up with what Santa Claus was supposed to bring, and they didn't have that smile. So we decided to put a smile on a child's face.
This is the 7th year volunteers have handed out gifts. South and St. Johns County, instead of worrying about what toys they'll get, some children are using their creativity to make toys. It's the 6th annual Create a Toy contest, and the rules are pretty simple. Children use things that are thrown away but not put in the recycle bin. They can use tape, glue, and crayons to complete their creations. The contest organizer says he's seen some pretty interesting toys.
Oh boy, it is so incredible. Some of them make objects of art, some of them make games, some of them make little cars using old pins, refills, you know, that are used up as shafts, and they use the milk carton tops as the wheels.
Bond says there are about 25 entries in this year's contest. Several recycling engineers from St. Johns County served as judges. All toy makers received gift certificates for their hard work. Well, it's going to freeze tonight. How does the rest of the work week look? Looking beyond that freeze, Eric is finishing up your Doppler 4.0 work week forecast. And later on First 4 Sports, it was very cold in Cincinnati for the Jaguars today. Daryl and Sean have all the details on the game played in the mud and snow coming up.
We are counting down the days to Christmas. You count with us starting Monday morning right here on Channel 4.
Christmas is a time for giving and loving. We're doing a project called Adopt a Family. It's really fun when you bring in the money because you get to count it. It's like, whoa, we have that much. One of the best parts for me is going to shop at Walmart. Walmart is really cool. It has like almost everything. We buy tons of presents. It's nice to know they're doing something for a child that probably never had a nice Christmas. Giving's one of the best things that you could do. I like it when I make people be happy. It feels great.
Come with us to a magical land.
Who does he look like?
Full of adventure.
Down fell the snow. Pull up.
And laughter.
Push the button again. All right.
The land of once upon a time.
His pocket was empty.
Join Deborah Gianolis for a very special Channel 4 tradition.
The farmer felt very cozy and a bit tired.
Story time with Deborah. Saturday at 7:30 on the one and only Channel 4.
Download that, amigo. Renee Ramirez is so great.
She sure is.
Can't have you, baby. I go crazy.
Do you have the Renee mouse pad?
Mm-hmm. And the screensaver, too.
Hey, lady. Hey, lady.
Books can be great gifts. Over the next few weeks, News Channel 4 and the Leroy Butler Foundation are collecting new books for children in kindergarten through high school. It's called Give a Kid a Book, and we need your help. On December 21st, we'll give out free books, and we need more donations. You can help by taking new children's books to any Compass Bank, the Gateway Mall, Barnes & Noble on Atlantic Boulevard, or you can drop them off here at Channel 4.
Today at Belk, save store-wide on last-minute great gifts. 40% off select Kim Rogers sleepwear and robes. Save 50% on Frolic brass giftware. 50% off men's Bugle Boy fleece tops. And 50% off select men's sweaters. Don't forget free gift wrapping of all your Belk purchases. For last-minute great gifts, shop today at Belk, your gift-giving store.
Everything we do at Belk is all for you.
Well, we woke up this morning and it was almost hard to believe that we actually had some rain last night.
Yes, it was actually fairly warm this morning, too. Things dried out fairly quickly overnight last night, and then the temperatures steadily dropped as we went through the day, definitely. And we are chilly outside right now. Let's take a look outside at our tower cam, and it is very clear. The air is very dry, and visibility then is terrific out there. But the temperatures are pretty chilly, 34 degrees outside right now. 21 degrees is our dew point. That is what is going to allow us to get pretty cool this evening. That's a very low number for the dew point. Humidity 59%, winds northwest at 7 miles per hour. So tomorrow morning you will need a jacket when you take off out the door in the morning. All right, here's a look at your forecast. By 7 a.m., temperature is around 27 degrees. By noon, 48 degrees. And by tomorrow afternoon, we're going to struggle to make it into the 50s. So it is going to be a chilly one from start to finish tomorrow. Temperatures right now off to our west, 32 degrees in Tallahassee, 32 degrees in Pensacola, a little bit warmer as you head down towards the lower end of the peninsula. But you can see that the cool air is definitely inching in our direction, and we're a little bit warmer than some places to our northwest, but generally very cold throughout. And here's the satellite imagery. IR picture shows nothing as far as clouds go. Clear skies mean a lot of heat can be can escape the atmosphere, and that will help us to get cooler even still, even though the cold air is moving in from the north. Now, of course, without any cloud cover, you don't have any rain, so our radar imagery is pretty clear. The bigger picture, clear skies extend all the way through the southern tier of states into Texas. High pressure is the dominant feature in our weather right now, and it will stay in place during the day tomorrow. As we move through the day, high pressure really centers over the middle of the state of Florida. Our next weather maker, low pressure system that's going to be moving into Louisiana. It's going to bring some rain to the lower Mississippi Valley. And this cold front right here is going to be pushing through our area. Looks like late in the day Tuesday. Could bring us some showers during the day Tuesday and maybe another freeze by Wednesday morning as this cold air comes in our direction. So winter is officially here by the end of this week, and we're seeing some winter-like temperatures for sure. Starting with tonight, a hard freeze expected inland, a little bit warmer as you head along the coast, but temperatures anywhere from the teens into the 20s throughout the area. Very chilly out there tonight. Temperatures tomorrow aren't going to be very warm either. 40s and 50s for your high temperatures by tomorrow afternoon. All right, here's your marine forecast. Winds north 10 miles per hour. Got seas at 2 to 3 feet and inland waters a light chop, so a better day tomorrow than today out on the seas. Here is a look at your high and low tides and your sunrise and sunset and the details on your forecast. Tonight, getting down to about 27 degrees in the metro area, a little bit warmer at the beaches, a freeze warning in effect. Be prepared for that. Grab the wool coat as you head out tomorrow morning. And by tomorrow afternoon, temperatures topping out only in the 50s. It's going to be a cool day tomorrow, but the sunshine will hopefully help keep things a little bit on the warm side. And our next chance for rain will be late in the day Tuesday. It looks like about a 30% chance, and then possibly another freeze Wednesday morning. We just can't seem to break out of this cold conditions.
Well, it's terrible when you've gotten used to wearing shorts last week.
But it is
right?
appropriate since
Very appropriate.
winter is
Christmas.
officially here this week.
Thanks, Eric.
All right.
The holiday season has gone to the dogs, but in a good way. Coming up, some caroling canines brighten up the holidays. We're watching Channel 4.
Jingle bells, jingle bells, jingle all.
What you think love looks like is not what true love really is. Beyond your fantasies, create true love. Gary Zukov, next over. Monday at 4 on the one and only Channel 4.
You might not know
when it's game time, I don't play around. But when I get in the end zone, I just want to dance.
The end zone's so good it makes everybody want to dance. So go ahead, Jacksonville. Go to 4UTV and get your groove on. Show Keenan and our sports guys what you got. Then keep watching Channel 4 to see if your moves make TV. Dance on over to 4UTV today, now at these locations, and bust a move.
I just want to dance. Like this.
4UTV.
Well, guys, it's that time of the year, and I don't mean just bowl selection time. It's the biggest time for gifts to charity, not only because of the season, but it's the last chance for tax-deductible giving. You can solve both problems by donating a car, truck, RV, or any type vehicle to Road Heaver Boys Ranch. Now, you get full tax benefits, and you help deserving children. Everybody wins. For full information, call Road Heaver at 1-800-741-2001. Tell them Bobby said to call.
They're an inspiration. I think they're an inspiration to anyone.
They're shining stars, neighbors, family members, and friends. Amazing people making a difference in the lives of others. You've shared dozens of stories of everyday heroes in your community. And News Channel 4 wants to hear more. You can nominate your amazing person by faxing a letter to Channel 4 at 393-9822. Everyday heroes, only on News Channel 4.
A special Inside Edition, Stories of Love. And the best part of any great love story? Watch the next Inside Edition.
Monday at 7:30 on the one and only Channel 4.
Finally tonight, dozens of dogs decked the halls with Christmas carols in California today. A group called the Christmas Canines and their owners filled the corridors with holiday tunes at the UCLA Medical Center. The pooches even popped in for a personal visit to the sick children in the hospital. Caroling is part of an animal-assisted therapy program in which trained canines brighten the day of hospital patients. And they do make you feel a lot better.
Yes, they do.
Thanks so much for joining us tonight. The Jaguars take on the Bengals in the mud and the snow in Cincinnati.
Daryl Hawks and Sean Woodland have all your NFL action. First 4 Sports starts right now.
From WJXT News Channel 4, this is First 4 Sports.
Hello there, and welcome to First 4 Sports. I'm Daryl Hawks along with Sean Woodland. And Sean, you know, the Jaguars went in today's game with everything to win. They had all the momentum. They wanted to end their season with a winning season, but they go up to Cincinnati and walk away with what has to be their most disappointing loss of the season.
Well, I think the first thing that people always are going to talk about with this game is how bad the field was, but my look on that one is they both had to play on it. This was the Jaguars team that came out and played against Seattle. They had a decent first half and then came out and just fell apart in the second half and did the things that really lose you football games.
And this was a big football game to lose because now they drop back into the losers bracket. They must win next week if they want to end with an even season, and that's what everyone wants to do. We talked about the field and the cold, and that played a part in all the fumbles we saw today. Right there, you see Tony Bracken stripping Corey Dillon for his first fumble, and then you'll see Corey, another fumble, his second of the day. This time it was taken by Kevin Hardy and recovered by Kevin Hardy also. And then the Jaguars quickly capitalized. Mark throwing a touchdown pass right here to Jimmy Smith, which at first was ruled that he was out at the 1-yard line, but it was challenged, reversed, and a touchdown for the Jaguars. It's 7-0 in the first half. Second half now. We've seen Peter Warrick do this before at FSU, and now he's doing it in the pros. He becomes the first player to return a punt for a touchdown in Jaguars history on the Jaguars team. This was for 82 yards, and that would tie the game at 7-all. This guy is amazing, just an amazing talent. Next punt, Warrick was looking to do it again, but this time he has no such luck. He's going to fumble the rock. The Jaguars are going to recover, and once again, they're going to take advantage of that turnover. Fred Taylor from 5 yards out, and Fred Taylor, 9th consecutive game for over 100 yards. He's a 3rd all-time, tying Walter Payton with 14-7 right now at the Jaguars. And then Mike Hollis slipping on that field goal, and that's exactly, Sean, when Cincinnati took advantage.
They did, and like I said, the Jaguars did the things that really lost some football games. You had the fumble by Chiron Stith right here in a time when the Jaguars had a chance to kind of put momentum back. They had a drive that really took up 1 quarter, and they had a chance to do that again, but unfortunately Stith puts the ball on the ground.
That's the fumble. A lot of people are going to say lost the game, and this right here, this is the personal foul that you just can't let that happen by Kevin Hardy. That sets them up for the game-winning touchdown by Neil Raker. And the Jaguars, they get beat by the Bengals for the first time since 1997. The loss is the Jaguars' first in 5 weeks and drops their record to 7-8. There will be a lot of finger pointing after this one, with the Chiron Stiff fumbling the ball after that kickoff, and then Kevin Hardy getting that personal foul, which actually set up the game-winning field goal. Afterwards, Tom Coughlin and the team, they were disappointed, as you might expect, and they say, hey, they all have to take the blame for this one, and now they must do whatever it takes to make sure it does not happen again next week against the Giants.
We'll be fine. Nothing will keep us from wanting to play hard next week. We'll come out ready to play, trying to win, trying to make this thing 8-8, even record, and not a losing record, because none of us are losers.
I think we played hard in a very adverse situation, and we should have won. We didn't. Give credit to them, but you know, I'm not gonna hang my head or get overly down about it.
No, it's just one of those things that happens. We let one slip away. They made a play when they needed to make a play. I mean, 3rd and 19, throw it up for grabs. The guy goes up and make a play. I mean, we got him in the right situation. They just made a play.
And Sean, we should mention that Jimmy Smith broke his own team record with his 8th touchdown catch of the season, but that was really the only good thing you could look at the end of this game. I mean, they dominated in every category, but they did not come away with the win. They gave up, as Tom Coughlin said at the end of the game.
Right, and I just want to go back to the field thing. My little editorial to the NFL. They'll find teams like the Rams and the Colts for celebrating, doing dances in the end zone, but it's going to be interesting to see if they find the Bengals for letting a game go on this type of field. It's something they could have definitely prevented.
It's something they definitely need to. They need to find them for that, because that field was horrible, and we'll hear more from the players later on. And we will also hear what Keenan McCardell and his guests have to say tomorrow night when they join us on the End Zone. That will take place at 7 p.m. live from Sneaker Sports Grill, and you can see it right here on Channel 4. And remember, if you have any questions for the players, you can email them to endzone@news4jax.com.
The Indianapolis Colts have failed to live up to the hype, while the Miami Dolphins have exceeded expectations. Despite that, the two teams are still in the playoff chase. A win for Miami would wrap up a spot in the postseason. A Colts win would move them one step closer to the playoffs. The Dolphins were trying to avoid another late-season collapse. They are 9-14 over the last 5 seasons in the month of December. Peyton Manning getting started early, finding Marcus Pollard into the end zone for 6. Manning 21-28, 206 yards. Colts up 7-0. Then Manning calling his own number, 18 into the end zone, 5-yard TD run. Colts up 14-0 and in control. But Fiedler bringing the Dolphins back, hands it to Lamar Smith, powers his way for the TD, 8-yard touchdown run, 97 yards on the ground for Smith, scores 20-10. Then Fiedler with a duck, flag, picked off. Fiedler was just 12-25 for 150 yards. The Colts win 20-13. So here is how the playoff picture kind of looks right now. If we can go to that. If we have that, Matt, for you, because it's pretty complicated. So what you have is the Dolphins are in basically next week if they win, but we'll get to that after the break. And coming up after the break, we'll have the rest of the highlights from the NFL, and we will try to make sense, like I said, of a very muddled playoff picture.
That's right. Plus, the JU basketball team was looking for their 8th straight victory, and we've got those highlights for you coming up next on First for Sports.
Jump shot by Platt. Bullseye. Finding the perfect gift for everyone this holiday season is easy, thanks to Verizon Wireless. Buy one Kyocera value kit for only $49.99 and get a second one free. You get a Kyocera digital phone, free hands-free headset, and up to 500 bonus airtime minutes. Plus, now get 1,000 free night and weekend minutes a month for 2 years. Just be careful you don't get too wrapped up in all the excitement. Hurry into a Verizon Wireless communications store or call 1-866-2JOIN-IN. Verizon Wireless. Join in.
Saving money is very important, especially with all the gift giving we do.
My shopping list gets pretty big, close to about 70 people. With the prices at Walmart, I don't have to spend a lot of money to give a good gift.
You can get things for your family, for your neighbors, for your friends.
When buying for that many people, I definitely have to stick within a certain budget. And Walmart helps ease that craziness around the holiday time.
Walmart is the first stop, and it is the last stop.
I don't have to spend a lot of money, still be able to get a lot of gifts.
It's just a great place to shop.
There's lots of stuff I don't know. But when it comes to racing, I know the faster, the better. Same thing with headaches. The faster they're gone, the better. That's why I use Goody's headache powder.
Because it's a powder, Goody's dissolves faster than tablets, so it gets rid of headaches fast.
After 40 years of counting on Goody's, I even keep it where I can get at it fast. Goody's headache powder. It's just plain fast.
The Baltimore Ravens already have a spot in the playoffs. The Arizona Cardinals already have seats booked on flights to nice winter vacation resorts, so there really wasn't much at stake during today's game between two teams heading in different directions. But if you were on the Ravens defense, you wanted to tie the single-season shutout record. Baltimore has blanked 4 teams this year. The NFL record is 5, and the Cardinals have not scored more than 16 points on anybody in their last 9 games. Ravens down 7-3 when Jamal Lewis up the middle. 29 carries, 126 yards for Lewis. Ravens up 10-7. Fourth quarter, 2 minutes left. Ravens deflect Jake Plummer's pass on the 12-yard line, and they hang on to win 13-7. New England and Buffalo in another blizzard-like condition. Kevin Falk, 14-yard touchdown run, ties the game at 10. Falk, 14 carries, 52 yards. Then in overtime, Adam Vinatieri with the field goal to win it, and the Patriots take this one 13-10. Then Tennessee taking on the Cleveland Browns, and there's even more snow. Titans up 17-0. Eddie George with his 3rd touchdown of the day from 35 yards out. George, a great performance. He racked up 176. And the Titans defense gets the job done the rest of the way. They win 24-0.
The NFL's most prolific receiver and career touchdowns leader, Jerry Rice, played in what may have been his last home game as a 49er. Rice will be cut by the Niners in June due to salary cap constraints, so today was his last chance to get one more victory in the stadium he's called home for the last 16 years. Prior to and after the game, the fans gave Rice a standing ovation, and in return, Rice gave them 7 catches for a total of 76 yards. Still getting it done, and next year he'll be getting it done for someone else. The Niners' Terrell Owens stole the show from his longtime friend and teammate and just had an outstanding day. Here he catches a 27-yard touchdown, and then on the next catch, Owens sets an NFL record with the 20th catch of the day for 283 yards as San Francisco wins 17-0. Green Bay was at Minnesota. Packers up 10-7, and Brett Favre looking for Amon Green, 6-yard touchdown, and the Packers win 33-28. Detroit at the New York Jets. Jets up 7-3, and James Stewart over the top, and sometimes it's better to be lucky than good because he loses the ball, but his lineman, Jeff Hardings, lands on it, and the Lions go on to win by a final of 10-7.
Playoff picture did not become much clearer today. There are still 4 teams that have clinched in the AFC. It's Tennessee, Baltimore, Oakland, and Denver. The 4 teams are going for the final 2 spots. Miami, the Jets, Indianapolis, and Pittsburgh all have a shot. If the Dolphins win next week against New England, they are in. But then it gets kind of complicated. If the Jets beat Baltimore and Indianapolis loses to Minnesota, the Jets are in. If Indy wins and the Jets lose, the Colts go to the playoffs. If both teams win, the Colts go because they have a better conference record. The Steelers get in with a win over San Diego next week, and both the Jets and Colts have to lose. I hope you're writing this down. Over in the NFC, only 2 teams that are in right now. That's Philadelphia and Minnesota. The Giants can clinch a spot with a win over Dallas or a Tampa Bay loss on Monday. The winner of the Bucs-Rams game, that's tomorrow night, they go in. The only thing that will keep the Saints out of the postseason is a tie between the Rams and the Bucs. The Detroit Lions and the Green Bay Packers are still alive, but they need a lot of things to happen.
I hope there's no test on that. JU's basketball team is off to their best start in 21 years, and today they look to do something they haven't done in over a decade, and that's beat FSU. The Seminoles had lost 4 straight. They had a 1-7 record and appeared to be dead in the water, that is, until they played an overconfident and undersized Dolphins team at the Leon Civic Center today. JU coach Hugh Durham said the Seminoles are better than their record, and today they proved it. The Dolphins did start out pretty well, though. Sean Platt's hits from way downtown, and that's a 3. He led the team with 17, but Florida State, they got things together off the steal. Devon Arrington to Antoine Dixon for the near slam. Dixon had 13 points, and then off the missed free throw, Nigel Dixon, also known as Big Jelly. Oh, he adds a little peanut butter to that, and he gets 6 points for the Noles. And then Delvon Arrington with the nice drive, the double clutch. Oh, that is just beautiful. He's 2 of his 11, and Florida State hands the Dolphins their first loss of the season by a final of 75-61.
Well, you got to remember one thing. I mean, Florida State's an ACC team. You got to take that, and they're big. And they're bigger than some of the teams that we've played. And they're more talented than some of the teams that we play. You can't always go on records.
Other NCAA action today, North Carolina taking on Buffalo. Jason Capel with the rebound and the putback. He was the second UNC player with a triple-double, 16 points, 11 boards, 10 helpers. Then big Brendan Haywood on the baseline. Nice drop step. Get out of my way. 14 points for Brendan. Then Joe Forte led the way with 23 points, and UNC rolls. They win 95-74. Tar Heel basketball fans, like I said, wondering if they were going to see their usual 5 because those guys had a bad practice. But anyway, coming up next, we'll dive headfirst into a scrum with some very talented local rugby players.
That's right, but first we're going to take a trip to Tallahassee where the Seminoles were talking about their big game coming up. It's the Orange Bowl. It's for the national championship, and we'll hear what they have to say next on First for Sports.
Mark, at PowerTel, we believe all living things should roam free. That's why we don't stick you with any roaming charges. Come on, guys, roam free. Let's get a snow cone.
Right now, with PowerTel wireless service, you can roam free and get free nationwide long distance for as low as $30 a month. You can even get a free phone.
PowerTel, we're on that.
Whether you're a dot-com, a non-com, a hot mom, whether you got a stockpile or a rock pile, your wild southern soul is about to feel different. Every minute in your Dodge is a minute worth living.
Returning well-qualified Gold Key customers can lease a Dodge Durango with best-in-class cargo room and power for $339 a month.
Florida running back Bo Carroll returned to practice Sunday after a one-game suspension for violating an unspecified team rule. Don't you hate that unspecified? Just tell us what the kid did. After practice, Carroll said he was glad to be back with the team and he hoped to get a chance to play in the Sugar Bowl. Carroll just might be Ernest Graham's backup when the Gators take on Miami because Robert Gillespie is likely out of that game due to recent knee surgery.
Former Bull standout William McRae missed his chance to help the Seminoles complete their first undefeated national championship season last year. He was sidelined after breaking his leg during the second week of the season. McRae is back as a starting fullback this year and has a chance to help the Seminoles repeat as national champions. Beating Oklahoma is going to be tough, but having to watch his team play in the Sugar Bowl last year was even more difficult.
That was my toughest time since I've been here at Florida State, just watching them win and not being able to play a part in it. I'm happy I'm getting a second chance because last year I didn't get a chance to play in that championship game, but this year, hopefully, I have a pretty good game.
The Oklahoma Sooners are best known for Josh Heupel and their offense, but Bob Stoops has also brought an effective defensive system to OU. Florida State offensive coordinator Mark Richt is in charge of finding a way to dissect the Sooner defenders. The Noles do have the tools, but the Sooners have a ton of confidence right now.
Great job of scheming everyone they play. They play extremely hard, and they've got enough team speed to play with anybody in the nation. And they're, they're unbeaten, and they're confident. That's a tough thing to beat.
It will never compare to football, but the sport of rugby is becoming more and more popular here in North Florida. Players from the Jacksonville Rugby Club believe they have what it takes to bring home a title, and they hope that's enough to bring out the fans. When the college football season starts winding down, that's the same time that the rugby season is just starting up. The Jacksonville Rugby Club, who you see here, begins their season in early January, playing a game that looks similar to Americanized football, but according to these players, is a lot more exciting.
Rugby is 2 40-minute halves of just non-stop rugby. You stop for about a minute if there's injury. Basically, the guys has a minute to get up and get off the field or to get up and start playing.
Everybody in the game is a running back. Everybody is a kicker. Everybody is a receiver. Everybody gets to handle the ball. It's a lot of fun.
It's hard to believe that Americanized football originated from this old-fashioned game of rugby. And since they don't wear pads and these guys say they hit just as hard, some say it may be even tougher than the game we see on Sundays.
It's physically tougher because it's not stop-start like football. It's continuous. It keeps on going. The hitting is just as hard. And like you said, there's no pads and no helmets.
Since there is no protective gear and a whole new set of rules, the game of rugby may take football fans a little time to get used to. But if you like hard hits and big plays, there's a good chance you just may like this game called rugby. Coming up next, we'll have more from Cincinnati.
We'll hear from the Jaguars players about those awful field conditions that they had to deal with today. That's next after the break on First 4 Sports.
On December 21st at the Gateway Mall, the Leroy Butler Foundation will give a kid a book. Channel 4's Deborah Gianolis will be one of the celebrity readers. Dino 4 will be there, and you'll take home a free book just for the asking.
What if there was a smart way to get more than just talk from your wireless phone? Well, there is right now. Get up to $105 cash back and up to 1,000 free night and weekend minutes when you buy a select web or messaging-enabled phone and a qualifying AT&T wireless plan. Something extra to smile about while getting a message from a friend or checking movie listings and reviews, all at the touch of a button. Wireless from AT&T. Your world close at hand.
We get really dry skin.
Dry, itchy skin. For dry, itchy skin, these non-medicated moisturizers all fall short of Gold Bond medicated body lotion. Triple Action Gold Bond moisturizes, protects, and stops itch. Gold Bond medicated body lotion. More than a moisturizer, it's medicated.
In football, power and speed make a winning combination. Same for pain relief. So most pro athletes demand the power and speed of Flexall. Flexall rushes relief straight to the pain to keep you going strong. Flexall, powerful full-speed relief for tough pain.
Direct from London's West End, it's steamy, dramatic, exotic, and sensual. It's Tango Passion. The internationally acclaimed show is irresistible. Experience the passion of Tango Passion. Charge by phone today.
Donations are still needed to purchase toys for the Children's Christmas Party of Jacksonville. You can also take new unwrapped toys to Publix, Walmart, or any Jacksonville fire station.
Tony Baselli said it was the most ridiculous thing he has ever been a part of. Ridiculous may not be strong enough word to describe the field conditions during today's game at Paul Brown Stadium. Under normal conditions, the Bengals field is pretty bad. A cold front and the failure to put a tarp on the field made things even worse. Players had trouble getting good footing, especially as you saw Mike Hollis there, and huge divots were flying around all afternoon. The grounds crew painted the yard line stripes on the field Thursday, and then they left it uncovered because the paint did not dry in the rainy weather. A light coating of snow made it so tough to see the yard lines that the referees had the team paint orange lines along the sidelines and the end zones. The Jaguars, understandably, are pretty upset, and it is likely they will file a complaint with the league office.
It's the worst I've ever seen. NFL needs to do something about it. It's absolutely ridiculous that their players have to play on that and the visitor team has to come in there. It's a dangerous, you risk your career, and to play on that. I played on better fields in Pop Warner football than that. And this is the NFL. They should do something about it.
I told everybody that's a track. There ain't no grass out there. It's a track. It's the worst field ever. I'm surprised they don't get sued for that field. Could you sue somebody for that? It's just a tough field. Right? You got to play.
Johnny Cochran's phone is ringing right now. We will talk more about that game tomorrow night at 7 o'clock on the End Zone. Keenan McCardell will be there along with a guest. If you can't be there live and you want to take part in the show, you can email your questions to the players at endzone@news4jax.com.
Thanks for watching First 4 Sports. For Sean Woodland and everyone here at Channel 4, I'm Daryl Hawks. You have a great night. We'll see you tomorrow in the End Zone.
Learn fascinating facts about Northeast Florida when you visit Currents of Time at the Museum of Science and History. Call 396-MOSH for more information.
Finding the perfect gift for everyone this holiday season is easy, thanks to Verizon Wireless. Buy one Kyocera value kit for only $49.99 and get a second one free. You get a Kyocera digital phone, free hands-free headset, and up to 500 bonus airtime minutes. Plus now, get 1,000 free night and weekend minutes a month for 2 years. Just be careful you don't get too wrapped up in all the excitement. Hurry into a Verizon Wireless communications store or call 1-866-2JOIN-IN. Verizon Wireless. Join in.
'Twas the holiday season when all through the land, people were frantic and needed a hand. Then Boston Market and their holiday elves helped everyone slow down and enjoy themselves. Now turkey, now ham, now home-style side dishes mean more time with family for holiday wishes. Place your holiday orders at the Boston Market in town. Happy season to all, and to all, just slow down. Now get the market feast for just $12.99, and don't forget that Boston Market caters. Boston Market, slow down.
I've seen both sides.